I think Malik Willis has proven that especially with a week to prep and game plan, and Detroit doesn't have Hutchinson. They have those injuries. I feel like we can win this game without Jordan Love, and I can't believe I'm saying that because Detroit, by all metrics, is the best team in the NFC as we sit here on the 28th. But Green Bay is right there with them.
Not with Malik Willis. Come on now. Mark Tauscher's a smart guy. Don't try to tell me, yeah, you can win that game. But I'm not getting specifically political, but when they talk about like elections, like ways to win, they'll be like, hey, you have so-and-so might have one path to victory, but this person's a better candidate because they have 7 paths to victory. Like they don't have to win. They have to win these 3 states or it's over. A different candidate could be like, well, they could win this way, this way, this way, that way, this way. And that's the candidate that you'd want to be. If you have Jordan Love, your candidate B, where it's like, oh, we have like 7 paths to victory. If you have Malik Willis as your quarterback, you got 1 path to victory. And we know that path. It's get a lead, hold on to that lead for dear life. When Malik Willis came in, I believe they ran the ball like 13 times?
They ran 24 plays in the second half with Malik Willis at quarterback. They ran it 13.
Thank you, yes. And so they ran it 13 times, and Josh Jacobs got most of those. And obviously that's used to set up the run. Now, I'm not saying Malik Willis is incapable, but what I am saying is that he has not seen a team like Detroit. Forget the Detroit defense and get out of here with this Adrian Hutchinson thing, because I guarantee if Jerry Alexander doesn't play for the Packers, be like, well, we'll just next man up. The Lions have proven in 2 games since then that they're still kicking the crap out of people. Detroit is the best team in the NFC by a lot.
Possibly the NFL.
Now, if Jordan Love's playing, especially a healthy Jordan Love, we're having a different discussion. But if Malik Willis plays in this game, the Detroit Lions crap the bed if they lose to Green Bay.
I think you also forgot to mention all the other things that would have to be right is the defense would have to be perfect.
Exactly.
Like
There's
it's
one
not
path to
just
victory. Yes.
It's not just that the offense would have to be great and perfect and play from ahead and not have to ever be behind. It is that the defense and special teams and everything around it would need to be near perfect for everything to go right.
So yes, they can win, but there's one path to victory, and that's the defense keeping Detroit in line, which I understand the Packers defense in theory is better than last year, but don't try to tell me they're top 5 defense after last
They look
yesterday.
the same as they have been for a while.
I'm sorry, you don't give up that many points. Trevor Lawrence had the best day throwing the ball down the field that any player has had against the Packers all year. I believe I think he was like 8 of 11.
I believe he was 11 of 18.
11 of 18. So I was close. 11 of 18 on passes down the field. That's basically better than Kyler Murray, C.J. Stroud, and Matthew Stafford
I believe
combined.
in the previous 3 games, the Packers had allowed 6 completions on 18 attempts.
Yes, so better than all of them combined, really. Yes. And he went down and he had no problem shredding them up. And that's Trevor Lawrence. Now, don't get me wrong. Packers make plays and they still have playmakers, but this Packers defense is not top 5. Top 5 doesn't allow that to happen. They're still going to be top 10 and they may have had a bad day, but top 5 doesn't let Jacksonville do that. I don't care. It's at home. And so they have to have a perfect defensive performance where they're going to confuse Ben Johnson, who is the number 1 candidate for every NFL job out there because he is the best offensive coordinator in all of football who's not a head coach. And so you have that part of it. You have Jared Goff, who's a savant in this offense. And then you have a lot of playmakers for Detroit, plus their defense, I'm sorry, is still really damn good, even without Hutchinson. And that's all being said that if Malik Willis is playing quarterback, the Packers have one path to victory, and that's locking down Detroit defensively so they never get a lead, so then you can play the offense you want to play with Malik Willis. You do not want to see Malik Willis out there having to sling the ball over the field because there's been no evidence that he can do that, and there's been evidence to the contrary that he can't. What Matt LaFleur has done is created a great game plan that the Packers have been able to execute against the Titans and Colts for Malik Willis. I don't think he pulled that off against Detroit because Detroit's a hell of a football team. If Jordan Love's playing, so don't get in your feels. I feel like I got to put in my green and gold disclaimer here. If Jordan Love's playing, it's a different discussion. But if Malik Willis is playing, it is highly unlikely they're beating Detroit.
Andrew in the 920 says he's not confident, but it's certainly not out of the question, which is what you're saying. And Tim in Oregon says the Pack should run the ball and see what happens. Maybe a loss or victory.
That's what they're going to do, Tim. But yes.
Take that for data.
It's good stuff.
Hey, maybe there's going to be a tie.
Was that
So
Brad Hamilton?
is that just his way of saying that the Packers just need to run the ball more, period? Because honestly, when Jacobs was heating up in the second half, their offense looked really hard to stop.
But Jacobs also kind of left the game a little hurt too, right? So how much workload can he put on him?
That's a good question.
Because remember when he came here, and Matt's big excitement,
he
and right
supposed to
now,
be the workhorse.
Exactly, that was the whole excitement about him coming here was that he didn't have to be the workhorse. Because when he's been the workhorse, he wears down over the course of the year.
Which again
I
would have been the
believe
same situation with Aaron Jones had the
He's
Packers
tied
have
with
kept him.
Derrick Henry in either touches or carries. Either way, he's getting the ball a lot.
Yeah, he's tied with Derrick Henry for carries this season, and he's 4th in yards currently. He's 9th in yards after contact. He's bruising guys, but yes, like you said, when Malik Willis is at quarterback, he does have to be the workhorse for sure.
Also, worth noting, Jordan Love against the Jaguars, not good.
Not good.
Not what you're paying. 63% completion percentage, less than 200 yards passing, no touchdowns and a pick.
How much do you attribute that to the groin injury?
I'll just say for the
Because that
year.
was decently early in the game.
I understand. 62% completion percentage. That ain't it. That's not 50 million. 1,500 yards. Okay.
55 million, isn't it?
That's 55 million. I'll give you that. 15 touchdowns. Okay. 9 interceptions ain't it? So 2 out of the and 91.8 QB rating. So yes, touchdowns and yards is the $55 million man. Completion percentage, interceptions thrown, and QB rating overall, not the $55 million man. He has not lived up to his contract so far this year.
What's his QBR? 91.8?
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers is 50.3.
Oh my gosh.
Wait,
I just happen to have his stats.
Which
pulled
one
up,
do you
that's
have?
why.
This is QB rating. QBR and like they do are
I have QBR on ESPN.com.
okay. I think this is. I just have Google pulled up. I think this is QB rating.
Ah.
One's on a scale of 158.3, the other's on a scale of 100. So yeah, I could make a pretty big.
Let's just say they're both the same. No, I'm just kidding. I'll pull it up. I'll pull it up to be
Yeah,
accurate.
if Aaron Rodgers was 55 out of 158.
Yeah, that's not it. Yeah.
No, not 55. I said he was 50.3.
50. Oh wow, even
okay.
worse.
70,
Okay.
78.
All right. Based on the QBR that's listed on ESPN.com, Aaron Rodgers is 50.3. Jordan Love is 55.7.
Okay.
They're close.
Yeah.
It would have been better just if we gave the QB rating.
Jordan Love is still just better.
Yeah, that's all that
Obviously,
matters. All that
like,
matters.
All like Green Bay
Jordan
to
Love
me.
I'm just trying to take Jim
are
off.
like Jordan Love and
Get him
Aaron
riled
Rodgers
up.
are not even in the same tier. If you wanted to, if you wanted to say if you had to start a game against the Lions this weekend, would you rather have Malik Willis or Aaron Rodgers as your quarterback?
Malik Willis.
Maybe we should ask that question.
I'm just kidding.
I like that question.
Is that a serious question?
Yeah, but Aaron Rodgers.
It's Malik Willis, right?
No.
What?
If
but also,
if Aaron
Aaron
Rodgers
Rodgers,
the Packers offense.
The man's got one leg.
he has all the old Packers. What's the difference?
That's true. Yeah, he has the old Packers offense. This is the new
Everyone on this
Packers
team
offense.
hates him. And yeah, this is a new offense. These are all the players he ignored.
He didn't play with a few of them. He didn't play with most of them actually.
I do just want to say
Watson, Dobbs.
Watson, Dobbs, but Jaden Reed, Tucker Kraft, Josh Jacobs, half the offensive line.
all the guys that he never talked to.
Well, Romeo
He
Dobbs,
won't even
yes.
know the difference. He didn't talk to anyone at the end, anyways.
All he'll want is Alan Lazard. He'll just be like, "Can you trade for Alan Lazard, please?"
I think the Jets would be happy to just cut him.
Oh yeah.
I do just want to say, because I know that this game is at home at Lambeau, that last year, the first game of the season between the Lions and the Lions beat the Packers at Lambeau 34-20. Then it was the Thanksgiving game where the Packers crazily defeated the Lions and hammered them in that game, and they won 29-22 at Ford Field. So this isn't an end-all, be-all game if they do lose it at home.
That's why, and Tauscher, we played it coming in, Wilde and Tauscher, listen to that 9 to noon here on ESPN Madison and ESPN Wisconsin. The take that Jordan Love less than 80%, don't play him, that's not a crazy take. But it's honestly more of like, hey, we're not cooked if we play Malik Willis. We got a puncher's chance. I think that's how I would describe it. And so play him and let's get Jordan healthy for the stretch run here because their schedule cranks up a little bit. Mm-hmm. And so I understand that part of it. And you're right. It's not the end of the world to lose this game to the Lions. It's the end of the world to put Jordan Love out there if he's less than 100% and him get a worse injury. Mm-hmm. And so I think that will factor into this.